Your formulas, we're going to look at volume of prisms. The good thing about this is that the formula for volume only has two parts that you need to know. That's your B, which is our first step for every shape. And then the H, the height, the distance between the bases. So make sure you know the B is the area of the base, and H is the distance between the B's. So B could be a rectangle, it could be a triangle, or it could be a circle. So what I have up here, and I'm going to just kind of go up a little bit so you can copy it, is that if it is a rectangle, you have to use the rectangle formula. B would be B times H. If it's a triangle, then we're doing 1/2 B times H, or B times H divided by 2. If it's a circle, then we're doing pi r squared. So right now, I need you to get in the formulas in your box, and I need you to copy our steps that we're going to follow, and we're going to practice volume, and we're going to practice surface area. We're going to do both. Okay, so we're going to practice using our formula for volume. You should have formula charts at your desk and then your formula in your flip book. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is identify the B. So place the B on your three-dimensional shape. And the shape that's going to represent the base. So let's look at this first one. What shape do you want to be the base? We have to have two that are congruent. We're going to do the side, the 7x4. All right, so we're going to put the B there and there. Okay, left and right. All right, so we have to find the area of that rectangle. Did you not get a copy? So yeah, B times H. So what are we plugging in? 7 times 4. Yeah, 7x4. Go ahead and get that in. You will need a calculator today, guys. Remember, I'm not going to do all the computation. You need to physically do it. Check your understanding. No. What did I do with the extra copies? Cell phones up.
Obey.
I know you can do this mentally. 7x4.
28.
Yep. Then we need the height. Remember, our height is our distance between. All right, we're good. Now we're just going to plug it into the formula. B equals area of the base times the height. I'm going to let you do that. That's right. Now that we're doing volume, we're going to do units. Our units are feet cubed. That's when we do an exponent of 3. Okay, so for this worksheet, since we're doing volume practice, it's going to be units cubed. All right, so on number 2, we need to identify the base. We're going to do this one together. It is the triangle. Okay. All right, so we have to find the area of the triangle. What's our formula for doing that?
Base times height divided by 2.
Good. Base times height divided by 2. Let's think about what measurement could be our base.
15.
Yep, 15 could be our base. Now we need our height. What would be the height?
15.
Okay, I'm going to do this with me. We're going to take our base that we have right here, and I'm just going to redraw it as such. Okay? We understand that this is 15, 15, 15. Where should the height be? Yeah, in the middle, in the center. All right, so do this with me. What type of triangle is this? Equilateral. Okay, so if it's equilateral, I'm going to let you get your triangle drawn because we got to break this down into parts. The angles are all congruent as well. So if this is an equilateral triangle, what's the measure of each angle?
45.
Not 45.
I mean 180.
Yeah, the sum is 180. So what does each triangle have to be? Yeah, it's 60. Okay. Now up here, this height's going to bisect that. 30 and 30. Okay, do y'all see what type of triangle we now have? 30, 60, 90. So what's going to happen is 15 is our hypotenuse. Remember what, over here, this is our short leg. How do we get our short leg? Yeah, 15 divided by 2. What's half of 15? Yeah, 7.5. All right. Okay, so if our short leg, if this 7.5 is the short leg,
7.5 square root of 3.
yep, our long leg is 7.5 square root of 3. It's whatever the short leg is, square root of 3. What? That's confusing? Well, it's because we still didn't get special rights. Those who still understand special rights, it's not confusing. We're using what we did before to solve this problem here. Yes? It's 7.5. All right, so that represents what inside the triangle? The height. So our height is the 7.5. So we're going to do 15 times 7.5 square root of 3 divided by 2. Do this with me, guys. What can you multiply together? 15 and the 7.5. Type that in your calculator. Do 15 times 7.5, 112.5, and then divide it by 2. So, my B, we're going to put that 56.25 and then add the radical 3 at the end. Keep the radical 3 at the end. Just work. That's the base. That's the B. What's the H? The H is the 22. That's your distance between, right? All right, now we can do the volume. How do we solve for the volume? Basically, multiply these two together, right? Volume is BH. Substitute the parts. What are we putting in for B?
237.5.
Which two can you multiply together?
56.25.
Yep. Yes. 1,237. And then what do we put at the end? Square root of 3. And this would be yards cubed. All right, now on 4. What shape is 4? Cylinder. Okay, so same. What's our formula? I think it's the same, right? Isn't it BH still? Look on your formula chart. Yeah. B is gonna be what? The circles. Okay, so our two circles are our base. So how are we gonna find our B now?
Pi r squared.
Okay, pi r squared. Leave pi in your answer. Okay. Keep the pi in your answer. We need the radius. Do we have our radius? Yep. So we're basically saying pi times 7 squared with 7 squared. Yep, our answer is going to be 49 pi. That's our B. What's the height of our cylinder?
10.
Yep, the distance between is 10. So now I can plug it in. Keep pi in your answer. All right, so I didn't all the way put the answer to number 4. You make sure you have the work, get the answer to number 4. You are responsible for number 5. I'm going to let you have some time to do that right now.
So is it 40? I said 490.
Yeah. It's pi and then it's inches cubed. Yeah, you put the units at the very end. All right, so 3, 4, and 5 is on you. Okay, so on 5, you're not doing them. On 5, you had to use your triangle as your base. Okay? And We have the base and the height are perpendicular. So if I see this box and I have numbers for the boxes where the perpendicular happens, then I have my base and my height. Because if it's 2 over here, then it's 2 with the parallel side. Okay? So we already have our base and our height. We don't need to use Pythagorean theorem. We only need to use it if we're doing perimeter. So you should get this answer. It's a small number. It is less than 10. If you have something less than 10, you're on the right track. But we're going to the next page. We're going to the back. Divide by 2. Alright, so on the back, we're going to do the volume of a cone. This has a different formula, okay? On the front, we did prisms. Now we're doing pyramids and cones. What's our formula for volume of a cone? V equals. It's 1/3. It's 1/3 the base times height. Okay? It's now, I need you to write down the formula. Okay, so we still find the B first, guys. I think some of you have already done that. Do you see your shape of our base? It's a circle, so pi r squared. I'm hoping that, guys, if you are able to kind of pick it up, don't wait on me. Just come back and check for your understanding. So we do pi r squared. Do you know what our radius is? Yep. Okay, so what's the area of our base? We're doing 5 squared. Pi times 5 squared. So we get, 25 pi. Okay, so that's our B. Then we need the height. In a pyramid or a cone, the height is from the center to the vertex, to the top of the cone. Okay, so our height is 14. All right, once we have our B and we have our H, now we're just going to plug it into the formula. B equals 1/3. Our B is what? 25 pi. Our H is 14. Okay, so guys, I know there's a fraction there, but what's another way of doing this? 1/3. Divide by 3. Yes. So multiply the two numbers together first. I'm just going to rewrite that. We're going to do 25 pi times 14. We're going to leave in terms of pi, and then we're just going to divide by 3. I'm going to let you do that. It's a decimal answer, yes. I'm going to let you do that. Okay, so you did your 25 times 14 because we're keeping pi in our answer. If we divide by 3, if you hit Control Enter, oops, I did it wrong. 350. Divide by 3, Control Enter. Oops. Divide by 3, Control Enter. All right, Control Enter. When you after you divide, gives you your decimal. So we have 116.666. So it's repeating. I know. So it's repeating. So it's repeating. 116.6. This is repeating because it keeps going 66666. It's repeating. Then we do pi. It keeps repeating until it runs out of room in your calculator, which that's why we have the 7. Because then it rounds that last one, yes. And this would be yards cubed.
That explains that, then, yeah.
Okay. Alright, on 7, same thing. Now, what's our base here? Yeah, the square. It's the 12 by 12. And then you see the height. Okay, so you're going to do 7. I need us to do 8 together. Okay, I'm going to let you do 7. Do 7. Yeah, I'll come by. Your base, you should have got 144. Your height, you should have had is 10. So when we plug it into the formula, V is 1/3. 144 times 10. Do this first. Basically, I can just change that and say I'm going to do 144 times 10 and then divide by 3. So this gives me 1440 divided by 3. This comes out to be 480 centimeters cubed. All right, let's do 8 together. All right, this is a sphere. Hopefully you recognize that, like the globe sphere. All right, look on your formula chart. It has its own special formula. It is 4/3 pi r cubed. Yep. 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. You can multiply by 4 and then divide by 3. Yes, that's one way you can break it down. All right, but we're going to first always do order of operations. That's exponents. We got to do the exponent first. Let's plug it in. We know that our radius is 5. So, look, we're going to do 4/3 pi, parentheses, 5 cubed. We have to do the 5 cubed first.
Could it be like 4 pi times 5, 3 divided by 3?
Yeah, so I could write it as 4 pi 5 cubed divided by 3. Yes, you could do it that way. Okay? But you have to do the exponent first. Do you need a calculator so you can physically? Because we want the exponent first. You got to do that in the calculator. We got to go to the calculator, hit the 5. Y'all know how to go to an exponent greater than 2? What button to hit?
Yeah.
Which button?
You just raised
The little arrow.
Yeah, next to the x cubed there's an arrow. If you hit that, it lets you raise the exponent to greater than 2. So we need to put a 3 there. Guys, you need to physically do this. Physically do it. Physically do it. Come on.
It's frozen again. All
Alright, 5 cubed is 125. Okay? Alright. So, basically, I'm taking that 4, I'm multiplying that 125, keep the pi in my answer, and then I'm going to divide by 3. Did you keep pi in your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't turn around.
Wait, how do you put it like this? To take it from this? What's your jacket?
Control, enter.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Huh?
It costs more than my house.
Alright, put the pi at the end. Yes. Put your pi at the end. Alright, number 9. Number 9. The volume, guys, you gotta do this because we have to work backwards. What? The volume of the sphere is 300 pi meters cubed. What is the surface area of the sphere to the nearest square meters? All right, so, yeah. Okay, now, remember, to do volume of a sphere, we do 4/3 pi r cubed. Write that down. Can you tell me what this number right here, this 3,000 represents?
It represents the volume.
Yeah, so we're going to plug that in for the V. So we're going to say 3,000 pi is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. We need to find the radius, guys. Okay, so you're going to have to do this with me. All right, first thing, I'm going to divide by pi, because by doing that, guess what happens? We get rid of the pi. So I'm going to let you get that written down. And I'm just going to rewrite what I have left. I have 3,000 left, and it's equal to 4/3 r cubed. So now guess what I need to get rid of? The 4/3. So to get rid of this fraction here, I got to do the reciprocal. I got to flip it. So I'm going to do times 3/4 times 3/4 on both sides. That would get rid of my 4/3. So basically I'm saying 3 times 3,000 divided by 4. Or I can literally just type that in the calculator. Here's 3/4, right? And then times 3,000. Yeah, 2,250. So, oops. Yeah, 2250 equals the radius cubed. Y'all with me on that? All right, because I got to show you how to do this. To get just the radius, we are going to now, instead of taking the square root, we're going to take the cube root. We're going to take the cube root. So in the calculator, if you hit Control and then that arrow up, you see now we can put the exponent of the 3 on the outside, and then we can put our 2250.
13.1097.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, then you just do the surface area. All right, guys.